So the movie The Commuter with Liam Neeson is a decent movie, action-packed, surprising, intriguing. I saw the preview though, so that kind of gave some of it away, and some of it's kind of nonsensical. It's just too far-fetched and fanciful. But for Christians, there's nothing really that offensive except there's some profanity, I think, and violence. No nudity and things like that. But that shouldn't be our sole criteria for whether we go to a movie or not. It should be whether it's edifying, because sex is a fact of life. It's not something you should say, well, I'm not going to that movie because there's nudity or sex in it. Yeah, for kids, you shouldn't let your kids go to that. And I don't recommend watching movies with nudity and sex in terms of being a voyeur or for prurient interests. In fact, I actually usually turn away now during sex scenes because I don't want it in my memory bank. But beyond that, apart from that, The Commuter is about this guy with a family, and it starts out with him at his family's house, I think it was, or maybe it was on the bus or the subway, the train system. New York, I think it was. And he's got a kid who has to go to college, getting ready to go to college, talking to his wife about how expensive college is. And he doesn't know how he's going to pay for it. He really doesn't. But the wife says, oh, we'll make it happen. We always do. And then he goes to work the next day and he gets fired. And now he's really getting kind of anxious. And he doesn't tell his wife right away. Goes to a bar and sees an old friend at the bar. And this old friend, it turns out, may have been like a traitor, sort of using this guy Liam Neeson for an agenda he has, an illegal criminal agenda, I guess. Somebody gets thrown off a building, or somebody, they say it's a suicide from a building, but it's actually, one witness says the guy was thrown out, and now they want to get this witness to silence the witness. Prin. The name is Prin. Nobody knows exactly where the witness is. For some reason, they enlist Liam Neeson, who is an ex-cop turned insurance salesman, now fired, to do the job. But they do it in a kind of a strange way. A lady gets on the train and sits across from him and offers him some money, and doesn't tell him everything, but does lure him with the money. And he takes the money first, but she's watching everything he does and keeps calling him and telling him, you're not doing it right. If you don't do this, we're going to kill your family. Things like that. So they're basically blackmailing him now. At first they lure him with money, and now they blackmail him. And he has no choice in his mind, because if he doesn't do it, they're going to kill his family, and he believes it's for real. So that's the basic. I don't want to give everything away, but that's how it goes, and he has to find the killer and do something about it, and try to make a happy ending instead of a sad one. So there's not that much to this movie. There's not like a lot of theological content. You don't even hear talk about God or the Bible or faith or prayer or anything like that. So I mean, those are things obviously you should do. What would you do in such a situation? I would turn to God, because you're in a no-win situation. Because he's left with this dilemma, basically, to kill this witness who saw the the guy being thrown out the building, and the witness turns out to be a young girl, like a teenage girl, or they will kill your family. So either way, it's a bad ending. And what do you do? What would you do? There is no right answer to that. I mean, you can't by not killing the witness, you're basically killing your family. Or by not or if you save your family, you're killing the witness. What do you do? I don't know. That's a tough choice. That's a tough one. I mean, the obvious answer would be not kill either. Save both, your family and the witness. But it seems like it's an either or. But only with God it's possible that you can make it a both and. And in this movie, it turned out they made it a both and. Spoiler alert. Of course, you could probably figure that out. I mean, we all knew. I knew halfway through the movie it was going to be a happy ending, but you want to know how he does it. So there's not much to this film, really. I can imagine the script for it is pretty thin. Anyways, I think it's a good movie to think about the power of prayer, because I've been in some situations lately that really seem like impossible, and I don't know what to do, and basically I just lay down on my back and pray in my car or on my bed or on the beach or on my knees. Sometimes I get down on my knees and pray. Although I got a bad back, when I'm on my knees, I really feel my bad back, so I usually try to lie supine, as they say. The power of prayer. I'm really being encouraged more and more by the power of prayer. But it has to be true prayer, and when you truly believe in what you're praying for. Not double-minded. You know, I mean, you're praying to God, the powerful God, the Almighty God, and you got to really believe how powerful and how almighty He is, not just going through the motions. Otherwise, you're offending Him. He can and will do anything, but you got to truly believe. It's very clear. And so, a lot of times it takes a while to become a powerful person of prayer. I'm not there yet. I'm getting better though. And it has to be concentrated, focused, and always ending it with "Thy will be done." And I also engage the angels and the saints. Intercessory prayer. I ask the angels and the saints to intercede for my prayer. And I'm finding that's helpful as well. I never believed in that before until it just grew on me as I started attending more Catholic churches. Not that I'm a full-fledged Catholic, but they convinced me that intercessory prayer is good and is effective. Just as you would ask somebody to pray for you, you ask the angels and the saints to pray for you. So keep that in mind. God be with you all. Enjoy the movie, The Commuter.